No top hats back then. That's modern fashion.
I thought you were dead.
Sun out of your eyes and be yourself.
Heard you were dead.
She's dead, wrapped in plastic.
That man's dead back there.
It was worse than dead. Must be dead. Is this a dead man, Doctor?
Feeling good.
Hey!
You're listening to the Roast Mortem Podcast. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Tom Saltman.
I'm Travis Lee.
And I'm Cody McCann. Welcome back.
Yeah, we're here to talk about the dead.
Dead ass idiots ass.
We bring you badasses and weird asses that have been dead for a while.
No one's perfectly good. Everyone's got their flaws.
We'll find them.
My flaws...
I'm perfect.
My flaws, I indulge in clams. I'm a clam addict.
No part of that is bad.
Yeah, no, but I
Have
like
you
clams
seen?
to a bad amount.
Have you seen The Harbor?
Like, all my wages go to clams. I eat them in alleys.
You're making extinction events.
Yeah, they're going to go extinct.
Right, so we'll get this rolling. Any dishonorable mentions today?
I got one.
Oh?
I got one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so this guy was born around the turn of the century, the 20th century. We don't really know exactly when he was born. He joined the French Foreign Legion, and he fought in North Africa
All right.
for a while. And he came across this dude. You know, he's like a guy who was like interested in antiquities, right?
Okay.
I know you people can't see this, but I'm molesting Travis
Yeah,
with my eyes.
he's eyeballing me really hard right now. That's why
Yeah, stroking the beard
constantly
too. Very classic
keep the face.
pose.
This person that he met was very interested in antiquities. One of like the earlier archaeological people in Egypt. You know, he searched for a lot of different treasures, and this dude was our main guy was a real scumbag, right? So he went on to do some more adventures with this antiquities dealer per se, I guess we'd call. And eventually met his end in a treasure room when the ceiling came down.
Ooh.
And everyone was getting out of this treasure
Travis,
room.
are you talking about Benny from The Mummy? That's a fictional character.
No, he's real. Benny is real.
You
Rip
had me
Benny.
going.
Time-having motherfucker.
Rip
God
Benny.
damn it. All right, we're going to edit all that out.
No,
Should
keep
have
Benny.
seen that
I
from the-
love Benny.
Bastard. Time-having bastard.
Oh, well, sorry, listeners. You just heard something that you shouldn't have heard.
You should have heard Benny. His screams as his frenemies left him
He
behind.
did speak lots of languages.
He did.
Yeah, Mo.
Only fictional dishonorable mentions today.
Yeah, you got a yellow card for that one.
Well, that will. I guess that brings us to our main event today.
So excited.
Who did preparation today?
I did it.
Cody,
It was
who
me.
the fuck is dead? Who's dead, Cody? Tell me.
Weren't you supposed to ask the proper question that's
That is the
branded
proper question.
What's the
Who's
brand?
on the mortician's slab? who's on the mortician slab?
Oh my
AKA, who the fuck is dead?
All right. Before we get there, I got you the episode title. This episode is titled "Of Powder, Flags, and Beard,"
Okay.
and I designed a little bit of a riddle around it. What makes powder, flags, and beard way more deadly and dangerous?
Pirates.
Rum or legs
Very close.
or missing leg.
Doubloons.
Travis was closest. It's the prefix black.
Black beard? Bird? Black boy?
Black powder, black flags, and black beard. That's who we're doing today. We're doing Blackbeard the pirate, you scurvy landlubbers.
Hell yeah.
He sounds like a nice guy.
He was not confirmed.
He was not a nice man.
Multiple historical accounts confirming he was not a nice man, hence him being on our mortician slab on this find.
This is who they based John Depp's character on, right?
I think there was an actual, like, maybe haps, but I think there was an actual, like, interlude of, like, the Pirates of the Caribbean where Blackbeard was his own
Yeah, I'm pretty
character.
sure Blackbeard was in the Pirates of the Caribbean, and Jean Depp is his own man.
Oh.
Jean Depp.
How dare I?
Totally factual.
His character name is called Jean Depp. Yes. All right, so Blackbeard.
We have this boy's most infamous name, Blackbeard. However, we don't have a very accurate name for his self.
We don't know his government name.
No, we don't know his government given name.
I'm gonna go with Leonard.
Leonard is wrong.
I'm Leonard the pirate. I sail the seven seas.
He's got alias. Well, of course, like you being a pirate, you don't want to use your natural given name because you you do naughty things and you don't want to bring down your family. You know what I mean?
Well, why would you use your name at all?
Exactly. Aliases are all around, right?
Blackbeard. I would just be that guy.
What do you mean that guy? The guy needs a name.
I don't
What's your
want
name?
any monikers whatsoever.
Are you gonna do like the Prince thing and be like,
if I'm trying to get some gold bricks and I'm jumping onto your ship and I'm swashbuckling, drinking my rum, there's no way in hell you're getting a name out of me.
Yeah, but Tom, though, you want to strike fear in your enemies. They can't be like, oh, here comes that guy.
Oh, fuck, it's
Here's
this guy.
that guy over there.
You can't-
I hear he's okay. Wait, no, he's terrible.
most accurate name we have for him in the history books is Edward Teach. Other aliases include Edward Thatch, Edward Thack, Edward Tack, Edward Theach, and Edward Drummond.
And perhaps Leonard.
No Leonard, but we're Drummond in there.
Nice to meet you. How you teach?
People are speculating that, the odd one out, Edward Drummond, might be his real name, but most likely it is Edward Teach, and we're going to call him Edward Teach and Blackbeard during the show.
Edward Teach, Edward Drummond. He's a drum teacher.
No. Flawed logic, no.
Leonard the drum
He
teacher.
took Neil Peart from Rush
To do what?
to play his drums.
Drum on.
Your drums.
I think on Monday it was like Talk Like a Pirate Day for like the 7th time this year or something like
fuck
that.
these holidays.
Yeah, I hate that.
Fuck
There's gonna be-
every holiday that's not an
Oh,
actual
man.
holiday.
Talk like a zombie day. Talk like a ninja day. Talk like a pirate day. Oh boy, that's funny. Ninjas are so wacky and wild.
Yeah, you know what? Just fuck me in the ass day. Who gives a shit about any of this? Who gets paid to make this shit up?
Pirate?
So where was this boy born? Do we know that?
No, because he's
I know,
he's a pirate. He's in the wind, my friend.
Spawned out of the sea.
Literally, all of the cool stuff he's done is the last 2 years of his life, because that's when he's on the books. I can't tell you nothing about where he's from or all that. 1680.
Okay.
I think I got 1680 as a rough birth year,
Right.
but not a lot on young baby Edward Teach, as that probably wasn't his name.
1680.
Yeah, golden age of pirates, by
If
the
he
way.
wasn't a pirate, he'd still be dead at this point. So
Yeah,
he might as well be a
Yeah,
pirate.
you don't live past 28 or something back in those days.
Yeah, they ate too much sand.
So, let's do a little bit of trivia. What part of Blackbeard's anatomy is missing?
Don't tell me it's his beard. Did he have one of those phantom limbs?
Well, you got the hook, you got the peg leg, or you got the patch.
I'm going with a peg leg.
I'm going with the stubbed penis.
Trick question.
I
He
mean,
was
will we
fully
know?
abled because he was a badass and he needed all his hands and feet and eyes.
I don't know. Will we
to be-
actually know? Will we
yes,
know?
we know. We know. There was a thorough autopsy has been done on his
Don't
body.
you
because
ever,
of badassery.
don't you ever give me a trick question again. There needs to be an answer.
Trick questions. All right, a little bit more trivia. Slang name for British naval men at the time.
Semen.
No, come on.
The Blue Men Group.
Think citrus.
Scurvy but
No,
Scurvyman.
no.
Scurvyman.
No.
Um,
Keep up.
Vanga boys.
what is
No.
it? What are they called? The grapefruits?
The limeys. You
The
guys
limeys.
are horrible.
Limeys. Hey.
Yeah.
You'll never know if we're trying to be horrible or if we're actually horrible.
All right, piggyback trivia.
Because that's what entertainment is.
Who knows why they were called limeys?
Because they ate limes, so they didn't get scurv.
Very good.
Hey, I'm not all that stupid.
Piggyback trivia on that. The limes they used had no vitamin C in it. Like, none. Because they took the limes, they squeezed them. Apparently, you need that pulp to stave off the scurvy. They squeezed the limes, exposed them to fresh air and sunlight, and ran them through copper piping, which pretty much drags any scurvy protection to zero.
So they're just drinking yucky lime juice with no
they're
no
just-
value.
Yeah, they're just having just straight lime juice and
Does
having
lime make
sour
you fart
blows.
too?
I don't know, man.
I feel like it might do the opposite. You're not farting.
Maybe. Clog you up a bit.
They believed acids more than vitamins stopped scurvy back in the day. Something cool.
Hmm.
All right,
Idiots.
before we get into the hard intellectual stuff, does anyone have any gay pirate jokes they need to get out of the way?
They all like to bum each other.
Yeah, getting it out of the way isn't going to work.
Hardened semen all up in your poop deck?
Jesus.
Ooh,
Don't
that was a bad one.
Don't cut that out. Because this boy is in the wind, we only got like a short history on him, namely the last 2 years of his life, because those were the most awesome of it. And he had these awesome years in the golden age of pirates. This happened around America and the Caribbeans. And can you boys help me illustrate to the people at home what early pirate days were like? Very lawless, no es bueno. Countries really didn't have
I'm
like,
assuming there was a
Navy
lot
or
of like
Marine.
sleeping in barrels when you
well,
got to sleep.
Yeah, that's the pirate experience. But imagine like the scourge, like pirates beset upon like your average man. Like
Oh,
right.
right.
They were pretty shitty.
they
right,
were,
you're-
they were
you're-
just doing whatever they want. There was
You're at
no
home.
law.
You're at home. You're squaring off your bricks, just hanging out, and all of a sudden you see a ship roll up. And you're like, God damn it! I just finished these bricks. And then the pirates come take all of them.
Well, didn't they? That may be jumping ahead a little bit in your timeline here. But then they set up like their own actual pirate colony in Nassau.
I don't know about
Nassau?
that.
I think it was not Nassau County.
Did they say right here?
the block. What?
Yeah. No,
Right around the
like
corner.
apparently there was a Nassau there's a island of pirates.
I like it.
And
All right.
I think Blackbeard was associated with that. But we'll
Yeah.
Were they just constantly
I don't have anything
stealing
to-
and raping each other?
Oh, it's a pirate
Stealing
way.
things and kidnapping. If you had anyone, he's got a great coffee grinder. I'm gonna kidnap his wife.
They actually worked off of like a barter system, but everyone just stole shit from each other.
Right.
It's not
It
really
worked out for
barter.
everyone. If
Yeah.
everyone's a thief, then no one's really a thief.
Just kept taking swing lines and Keurigs. Golden Age of Pirates. Essentially, back in the day, if a ship was on the water, it meant there were valuable goods or people on it. And if you got valuables and you're away from land, some shitty men are gonna come after your ass.
Literally.
This is highway robbery on the high seas.
Right. No one's just out on the water
Yeah.
for fun.
Yeah.
There was no yachting.
If you had valuable goods, they would plunder it. If you had valuable people, they'd hold them hostage, like ransoming like shit and stuff
Although
like that.
just even in a modern context, people don't just go out to sea if they don't have a lot of valuables.
Yeah.
Unless if you have a
Yachts are very
yacht.
yeah. If you have a yacht, it's very expensive.
Make sure you keep all the valuables on the yacht.
You're gonna want to cover up that hot tub.
And once they got what they wanted, they really did not care whether if you lived or died afterwards. As a matter of fact, it would be way more convenient to these gentlemen if you died afterward, because you don't cut into the rations, you don't become a tattling endangerment to the authorities, you know what I mean?
What's the point of leaving the victims alive?
Pretty much, you know what I mean?
slaughter them
Like,
off. They can't finger you later.
Extra mouth to feed, if you know what I mean. Wink, wink.
Oh,
Those pirates, they're like, hey, hey.
Get your hands off my pirate oatmeal.
A little before 1717, our boy Edward Teach joins the pirate crew of Captain Hornigold and gains command of one of Hornigold's 2 sloops.
Why does everything pirate sound like a porn?
Ask me what a sloop is.
I'm going to. Don't answer my question. Don't
I'm
worry
not.
about it.
I'm not.
What- now what's
why,
a sloop?
why is porny? Why is pirate
It's
porny?
just it's all porny.
And
And I know there's
I
a
agree.
famous
I
pirate
feel-
porn,
yeah.
but before that,
yeah.
it was all
I feel like it just comes off porny in a contemporary light. Probably way less sexy back
but
in
the
the day.
words, like swashbuckling, sounds pretty dirty.
Mm. Yeah, a little bit.
What are these sloops?
Sloops, small boats, single mast, kind of measly. Pirate starter kit, essentially.
They're talking like fast, small ships,
Fast, small
not
ships,
with like a billion guns like a galley. Or,
hard to spot,
right.
kind of used for scouting and making like quick hits. Definitely had cannons strapped to them.
How big were the crews? Like,
40 apiece. I don't
that's
know.
still a pretty big shit.
But they're like these are pirates. There's no like.
There's no quarters.
Yeah,
They're
I
just
don't know
kind
if there's anything like
they're winging it with their lovely
regimented and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of hammocks. There's a lot of sails. People got to do all this shit. You
So
got
they-
like 40 people.
So they got their 2
Yeah.
sloopage, running 2 sloops deep,
Mhm.
and they start their pirating stuff. They start stopping boats, taking the plunder without asking permission from the boat's captain and stuff like that. First plunder, 100 barrels of flour.
Oh.
Yeah, that's pretty good for your first.
That's good in today's standards.
Bacon.
yeah,
I mean, there was
120 barrels of flour. Pretty good.
You could probably make like 300 scones from that. That's
use
what the
that.
pirates were all about. Scones.
Scones are very dense.
Scones are
It's at least
dense.
2 barrels of flour per scone.
So Cody, who they were stealing from? I'm guessing it's the
Whoever's
Spanish.
in- yeah.
mainly the Spanish and the English
little
and the French, because
Yeah.
those people controlled the area.
Mhm.
Cool.
The West Indies.
so
Remember?
smart.
West
Travis.
Indies.
Yeah, the West Indies. The good old times when.
When we
So
thought we
much-
were in India, but we were
Yeah.
actually nowhere near that motherfucker.
Second score.
Mhm.
100 barrels of wine. Not too bad. Working your way up. Not.
Wait a minute.
Not-
That is way cooler than flour.
I know. That's a
The
good jump.
ladies
That's a
like
good
wine.
jump for when you start. You know what I mean?
Ladies like their spaghettis, which you need the flour for.
Yeah.
The wine is easy.
I'm telling you, the ladies love those spaghettis.
Yeah.
And I love this. The third score is they looted a ship called Betty of Virginia. And Betty had all kinds of wares. It's pretty much like a multi-hold hull.
So it was like
on
a
their,
freight.
Yeah,
They
like
had a lot
of odds and
Contracts.
ends.
Yeah, yeah.
All Edward Teach and his crew took was barrels of Madeira wine. That's all they took, and they sunk the rest of it.
Oh, they just
Yeah, they just sunk. They could have easily be like, "We're just taking your wine," but it was like, "We're just taking your wine and blowing your ship the fuck kingdom come."
That is
Like,
really very childish.
Dirtbag.
Very resourceful.
It's just like,
though. I don't want any of that garbage.
Yeah.
What does Betty from Virginia have? She sounds like Betty from Virginia sounds someone that's on like she's on what is it, the Antique Roadshow?
Oh,
Betty,
yes,
from
Betty
Virginia. She's got a whole bunch of tin men.
Well,
That- from her great grandfather.
I think the ship-
And she's also got a whole stockpile of booze.
Oh,
I want the booze.
Yeah.
I'm taking
So-
the booze. Throw these tin men in the garbage.
Yeah.
I think the ship's name was just Betty, but that was apparently so common of a name, and it had to be designated Betty of Virginia.
I feel like that was a common thing in the past. Like Leonardo da Vinci,
Yeah,
for
yeah,
example.
yeah.
He's just
Right.
Leonardo, and he's from Vinci.
I feel like he met another Leonardo, and he's like, "Oh God, one of us needs to be from Da Vinci."
Yeah, where are you from? You're from Vinci?
I'll stay from
Right.
Jersey.
Good.
Good.
exactly.
I'm Travis from Huntington.
Yeah.
Hey,
We don't need last names. First names, go with it. Anyway.
the place you're from becomes your last name.
So he's swooping around,
Sloping,
slooping. He's slooping and
Slooping
swooping.
and swooping.
sloping and swooping,
Because he's a gentleman.
taking stuff.
He's not a complete badass yet, though.
No, he's growing into it. So Hornigold, his friend, and Blackbeard, pretty much doing all these jobs in the Atlantic. Hornigold retires as a pirate, takes a bit of the men and the crews off of Blackbeard's, services. And
But now he could do whatever he wants.
Blackbeard is on his own.
tight.
Few sloops, handful of men. He's all set to get in all sorts of fucking trouble.
Mhm.
But he is slightly undermanned and under-vesseled, I guess the word would be.
You gotta have the right gear.
Yeah, you get the game
You
gear.
need
gotta
the right
do it.
gear.
You
Now,
gotta get the game
Gotta
gear.
get the Game Gear before you get the Game Gear games.
That's
Made
right.
it. You made it. Now, being the cunning and shrewd privateer he is, I like what he did with his fiscal situation here. Blackbeard took his remaining 2 sloops and, get this, had each of them fire a broadside into the nearest French vessel and took that over.
Translate, please. Translate that, please.
Very
That's
shrewd
rough.
business move, I feel.
I have no idea what the fuck that means. And I like it that way.
Oh, a
But change
broadside? A broadside is when like the entire side of a ship opens fire. No. For the players at home, a full broadside is every gun or cannon on a broadside of a ship unloads into.
Would they actually
its prey.
throw grappling hooks and swing across? Or
Not
is it
here?
just a movie
yes,
thing?
They would do that.
they would do a little hooking.
Yeah.
They would do a little hooking to board and.
I just wouldn't be the guy throwing ropes for other people.
but
oh,
a
you
lot.
got to shoot the ropes, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a little history here right
Do it.
now with these pirate boys. A lot of times, these, in Hollywood, you see these big battles, and a lot of times, like when a pirate ship showed up to another vessel, they would just surrender, be like, "Ah, fuck this shit."
There was no fight.
Right. I mean, like a lot of the times, they would either just let them go. They didn't want to deal with
Yeah, you don't want to get murdered.
yeah. They're just like,
for-
"Oh,
for-
hey, take my shit."
Listen, I don't care if I have 1,000,000 barrels of flour.
Right.
Take it.
I mean, think about a lot of these ships as modern day truckers. If you held up a trucker by gunpoint and you're like, "I want the shit in the bag," yeah, fine, whatever.
No cash on board
I don't
intentionally.
give a shit.
Take the goods. Who gives
As
a
long
shit?
as you leave me enough money for a good old whore at the truck stop, I don't give a shit. Take it.
Cool.
Yeah, they'll take care of it.
Yeah.
While we're on this tangent, what was the first thing people usually saw when they realized they were dealing with fucking pirates?
I would assume the Jolly Roger.
Ah, cool. But here's the thing. The pirates really didn't get together and decide, this is the pirate flag. You know what I mean? They each kind of came at the pirate flag with their own, style and sense of decorum. And I found Blackbeard's flag, and, this is, fucking something I could draw.
Oh. So it's a man.
amazing.
It's a man holding
it's
a honky horn in one hand, and he's got a spear, and kind of like a 2005 emo album. He's stabbing a heart, and there's blood coming out.
This looks like something a 5-year-old would do.
This is hilarious.
This is very, rapey, I feel. The harpoon going into,
yes,
the
harpoon.
The harpoon is going into like the cleft of the heart, which is like very butt looking.
It does look
You
like
know,
a
it's
butt.
like, oh, your butt's gonna bleed. You see this flag.
What's
you know
happening
what I mean?
here with these 3 dots?
I don't know.
What is he saying?
Is it like
there?
butt blood or something?
It
There's
might be
3
butt
red
blood.
dots.
See, I think it's a little rapey, but I think you just turn those little dots into like birds. You've got like, I don't know, an Atreyu album cover.
Fair enough. The pirate flags, they all kind of look similar though. They all have like
They're black flags.
they're black flags.
Yeah.
The skulls on them, and it was the original death metal logo.
Yeah,
Every logo
It's
looks the
just-
same.
just
You know,
bad news. Speaking of flags, or transitioning away from flags, rather. So Blackbeard had his 2 sloops full broadside a French ship called La Concorde, and this pretty much made the La Concorde run aground because of the casualties inquired on that.
How big was this vessel?
It was bigger than a sloop, like
This was like a
French.
This was like a carnival cruise.
Yes, you could say that.
Galley.
So they Blackbeard and crew followed the wounded vessel ashore, captured the shit out of it, renamed it the Queen Anne's Revenge, and strapped 40 guns to her.
Fantastic.
Fuck yeah.
I want to strap one gun to anything. And it's more badass.
Awesome! And he did
40 times.
yeah, and it floated and moved. The guns moved and they were heavy too. Jesus,
Fuck yeah.
Back then, yeah, I can imagine.
because like a broadside is only one side of the ship.
Yeah.
So I imagine like, do they move like all the cannons on that side to this side, and does that cause like an imbalance where they just capsize?
That's
maybe.
a good question.
Sometimes.
actually, yeah.
Yeah.
The ship would like legitimately like tilt.
Oh yeah.
They'd have to
like,
account.
wrist or
They'd have
whatever.
to account for the waves, and then you'd hit them with a broadside when the waves pointed the ship up.
I'd rather be a farmer than do all that work.
Yeah, not nice on the sea.
Your boy Blackbeard is going around sinking shit, pillaging, plundering. People are starting to notice this wily bearded man doing all this nastiness on the open seas. And accounts start coming in that Blackbeard had his facial hair braided into pigtails, sometimes tied up with colored ribbon.
Sexy.
And he was also reported to be wearing velvet or silk.
Fabulous!
You know what I mean?
What a great pirate!
It's just like,
Mm.
I can say with all honesty, I never want a man in any type of pigtails to do anything to me. I don't care if it's like refinance my mortgage or anything like that. I just don't want.
Don't even cut you a paycheck?
Maybe.
This is all the rage back then.
Well,
apparently.
no, because
Yeah.
bearded men do nasty things. That paycheck is probably blood money.
I am a bearded man.
I'm a
we are
beard-
business
No,
partners.
no,
I'm a bearded man too.
No, you need the pigtails
Excuse
and
me.
ribbons. That's when it's evil.
Travis, next week.
Pigtails. We're doing
Let's
it.
go.
High five.
I am the beardless one of the group.
He got a chin you could see with it, and I'm gonna chill with it.
We are very good at this.
So Blackbeard's making a name for himself.
Yes, and then we have our first serious account, Captain Bostock. His crew was held.
Ballstock?
Bostock,
Okay.
Bostock. He was held aboard the Queen Anne's Revenge while his ship was ransacked, and aboard the pirate vessel, the Queen Anne's Revenge, excuse me, Bostock claimed it was stocked with silver plating, gold dust, and one very fine cup.
Gold dust.
Yeah, like it seemed the decor was made, and there was a surplus of silver plating and gold dust used.
On the Queen Anne?
And like they're nice things, you know what I mean?
Right,
It
so
seemed-
that dude just like blinged out his ship.
yeah, it seems like
Everything
there's-
was like silver encrusted.
yeah,
I
silver
thought you were
plated or
talking
gold
more
dust.
about the WWE star Gold Dust.
No,
That's
you,
he's a bull.
you weird WWE man. And we have a seaman named Johnson, haha, right out of an Austin Powers
Way.
sketch,
Yes.
described him as quote unquote such a figure that imagination cannot form an idea of a fury from hell to look more frightful.
All right,
Damn.
so
That's a
he-
mouthful.
he's good with words, but he has no imagination.
That wasn't good with
because
words.
you can.
That
Yeah,
wa- no, listen
say
to
that
it.
sentence again.
Such a figure that imagination cannot form an idea of fury from a hell to look more frightful. That's a mouthful. That's
Pretty verbose.
That's a
Yeah,
lot.
okay.
He just Uggo.
No imagination, though.
Fucker was Uggo. You know what I mean? It
Because
seemed
they
like he
used
was
to think
waxing
manatees were
poetic.
hot. That takes an imagination.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
AKA manatees equals mermaids because they're banging.
Mad sick, Florida.
Yeah. Florida. Went on a vacay. Hooked up with a manatee.
It was tight. Yo, I was listening to my favorite Pitbull album.
Got that sea cow Snapchat.
Can we start a Snapchat called Sea Cow Snapchat?
That would be tight.
You,
good.
you be in charge of
Tight.
that one.
Sea cow cleavage. Wonderful ladies of the sea.
He's wearing knee-length boots, dark clothing topped with a wide hat, sometimes a long coat of brightly colored silk or velvet.
He sounds like he shops at Hot Topic and Spencer's.
But it's velvet. It's nice.
That's Hot Topic.
All this silk and velvet, my friends,
Hmm.
is his formal attire.
Oh. So it depended on how he wanted to race.
If he was getting down and dirty in times of battle, he was caught with a sling over his shoulder with 3 brace pistols hanging in his holsters like bandoliers and struck fuses under his hat to intimidate the parties he was boarding.
Fuck
That.
yeah!
This
So-
guy's metal as fuck.
Ah,
That's badass.
Imagine it. Just pigtails and lit fuses. And he's coming at you with flintlocks and cutlasses.
He can have my debit card.
What do you do?
See, that's where the pigtail equals badass. When things are on fire.
It just accounts differ from matches or fuses, whatever it was. But this is literally and figuratively an incendiary gentleman coming at you. Like how?
Yeah.
Like imagine this gentleman in any facet of modern day life. Like
Watch what you say around this guy.
All right,
ridiculous.
you're on fire, so I have to agree with you.
pretty much. Like
Yeah.
not only is he on fire, but there might be like black powder or like a bomb on him.
Yeah.
There's no other reason for like a fuse to be lit, right? Unless you're planning some kind of pyrotechnics.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's like
Did he wear a top hat?
he wore what was it called? A
Tricorn.
Tricorn.
Tricorn, my boy. No top hats back then. That's modern fashion.
So he's got his formal wear and he's got his what would you call that? Like business casual attire.
Yes, business cap.
Yeah,
Party
I
up
like it.
front, party behind, party everywhere.
Party
I'm gonna
everywhere.
slice your throat open.
Standard
For
standard
fun.
protocol. Now, he does something that I think is one of the coolest and most dirtbaggish things ever to happen in the United States south of the Mason-Dixon. He pretty much held South Carolina hostage.
That's cool.
yeah.
It's awesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I like this guy a
So-
lot. I'm enjoying this.
Yeah. He used his sloopage to pretty much blockade the port of South Carolina.
So he's got like a fleet now, right? So he's got
Well,
his main galley, the Queen Anne's Revenge, and then like a bunch of these sloops.
Yes, sloops.
How many did he have at this point? Do we know?
I think it's just the Queen Anne's Revenge and anything else he's grabbed.
That's a very open-ended answer.
Because it gets even more open-ended. Because when he starts camping out off of the province of South Carolina, colonial South Carolina, I don't think it was the state of South Carolina just yet. He pretty much sat there with his flotilla and captured anything coming in or going out. And the port of Charleston had no way to defend against this. They had pretty much like one small boat that went out and like tugboated bigger boats in. And essentially, that was the first thing captured, and they're dead in the water. You can go get food, but you got to go exert blood, sweat, and tears for that food elsewhere in the forest. It's not coming in through your ports anymore.
That's probably a good thing that he did it back then when he was getting like tobacco and cotton, because now he'd probably just get
cotton. Cotton is definitely one
right.
of the...
Cotton's king.
Yeah.
You know, it's probably good he did it back then, because nowadays if he blockaded South Carolina, he'd probably just get frozen Little Caesars and
there's
TGI Fridays meals. That's about it.
Buffalo Wild Wings.
Buffalo Wild. I want all your Buffalo Wild Wings. Light my face on fire.
Hey, I mean, you just got to get there before 10 if you're going to really rob them, you know? Because after then, it's just a bunch of idiots. And when I say idiots, I'm one of them. After 10, you get the half-off apps. There's no money in the draw. There's no money in the draw.
Let's go to Fridays. It's endless. It's not a sponsorship.
We're not sponsored.
Yeah, we're not
sponsored.
sponsored. We
We're
just
not
like talking
sponsored.
about this.
So he blockades all of South Carolina.
Yep, and within a week, he captures 9 of their vessels.
Tight.
And pretty much when, he captured it, he pretty much added it to the line of, you shall not cross here.
how many goons did he have?
I think at this point it's like 250 deep.
Fuck.
Not across like all of his ships, not just...
Yeah, you know,
He's probably got hundreds at this point.
This
Yeah.
is amazing.
Yeah.
This is like membership card worthy.
And then get this, somewhere after South Carolina loses 9 vessels to the blockade, the geniuses decide to send another one, not sure if it's the 10th or if it's later than that, but this one pretty much had all of the town's prominent folk trying to flee.
Oh my, he's coming.
Yeah.
He's coming. Let's leave. Let's go straight into the belly of the beast.
Yeah.
Charlie, grab the sheep.
It's a smart move.
It's pretty much like, let's escape right towards them, man.
Well, if they went the other way, they'd be like, The engines are that way. We shan't go that way. The engines are there.
I haven't enough bullets to deal with all these engines.
And our ships have run aground.
And that way is just now ocean.
So he finally scores. He grabs the boat full of all the rich people, right? And these guys were like on the, I don't know if they're escaping, but they were bound for London, which seems like the nearest refuge for.
It's not pretty near. That's all the way across the fucking Atlantic.
It's the bougie destination.
Now it's Fort Lauderdale.
We're gonna go retire in Florida, Spanish-owned Florida. The Spaniards live the high life.
He literally has the port of Charleston blockaded off. Pretty much everyone that had like any financial weight is in his brig now, and he's sitting super pretty. And he learns about this too. He learns like, oh, my latest capture was like,
oh, these nerds?
yeah, like oh, the nerds with all the money.
Yeah, he just
Let's start making demands.
Oh goodness.
So he demanded medical supplies. Don't know how much, but it was definitely drugs, not just your average bandages.
Just some kind of white powder that wasn't flour. Back then, it was just two types of white powder.
yeah,
It was flour and then the other one.
Mystery powder.
Yeah. Just rub some of this on it.
Yeah, they prescribed that for toothaches, I remember. So once he realized he had like a boat full of rich folk, he like sent a message threatening to decapitate all of the rich folk and burn everything he's captured in the port.
It's pretty metal.
Except for the wine.
Need the
You
wine.
can't burn wine.
Need the pirate fuel.
We'll burn it ourselves.
Fancy lads.
I'll burn it with my liver.
He essentially demands a wad of drugs from colonial South Carolina. Even though the shipment came 2 days late, Teach stuck to his word, freed the hostages, returned the ships, and left the port unblockaded. And it's very curious to like what this shipment was. How valuable was it where you release the hostages, return the ships, and withdraw from a blockade? People are very trusting of pirates during the golden age of pirates to like a ridiculous degree. People weren't keen to dirtbags at the time. So that's how South Carolina lost at least 9 vessels. What were they thinking after sending the third one is my question.
That's a lot of vessels.
It's like the first
That's
two
like-
didn't ask nice enough.
That's like losing 12 chilies in one county. I'm just covering all our bases here.
And now we take a brief break to learn how our friend Edward Teach lost the Queen Anne's Revenge. Someone named Wood Rogers. I'm sorry. Woods Rogers.
Oh, multiple wood.
Woods, yes.
Many Woods
Woods
Rogers.
Rogers is pretty much on an anti-pirate campaign in the West Indies. Queen Anne's Revenge and Rogers' vessel get into a skirmish, can't help but collide. Queen Anne's Revenge is run aground on a sandbar. The remaining sloops of the fleet tried to like pull her out with the
power of the wind.
The power of ropes and sailing to no avail, and the Queen Anne's Revenge is regrettably abandoned in a sandbar.
Did James Cameron find it?
No,
No, but I'm sure there's some really overweight people in the Caribbean diving for it, looking for the doubloons.
we're gonna get.
That's what happens.
We're
There's a lot-
we're gonna have a closing mention about that.
Okay, we'll get there because I don't know if I've mentioned this in previous episodes. I'm working towards my scuba license.
Yes,
And I am overweight, so I'm gonna move down to Florida and look for doubloons.
He's getting his doubloons license.
Florida man looking for doubloons.
In the scuba treasury hunting world,
That's what we do.
you just call them balloons.
Balloons.
You know,
Yeah.
D balloon.
Hey man, gonna get some balloons.
My balloons.
Like I said earlier, this is the golden age of pirates. People on the outside of piracy relatively new at dealing with the scourge of the seas. Case in point, one wacky-ass royal pardon goes into effect for all pirates, believe this or not.
They pardon all the pirates.
Ready for this? The pardon was open to all pirates that surrendered before the 5th of September. But,
I believe this.
Yeah.
We've just got to make it to London.
however, only crimes before 5th of January that year were forgiven. So all piracy before January 5th of 1718 would be forgiven if you just showed up and were like,
So anything
I'm a
within
pirate.
those 9 months wouldn't count.
no, everything before,
The January date
yes,
was
would
forgiven.
be forgiven.
But if you had fuckery between January and September,
You would still be forgiven for anything prior to that, and you would have to stand trial for that with leniency perhaps in the mix because you surrendered yourself. And
feel like the British always come out with these really hilarious ways of surrendering. Like when I was living over there was a knife amnesty where it was like, turn in all your knives because there was like knife crime on the rise. But it's like a knife could be like, a kitchen knife.
Yeah.
Oh, sure, yeah.
So it's like,
Give us your knives, we'll give you some cider.
yeah.
Being a shrewd fuck, Edward Teach thought this was a trick. Like, the Royal Navy's just trying to get me to come in and, give up being a pirate.
It sounds like a trick.
It right?
Trick.
It fucking
Yes.
does.
It's a trap.
So, yes. So, in fear of it being a trap, Edward convinced his pirate mate, pretty much someone gave command of one of the sloops over, or I think his name was Bonnet. I think he had his own, like, flagship, maybe. But essentially, Teach approaches his pirate mate, Bonnet, and asks him to go take the pardon first. Just to, like, guinea pig it. Like, hey, mate, you see what this is all about.
Right, you gotta throw the rock down the well.
So a little bit of a dick. A little bit of dick move.
Yeah.
I mean,
you could say
he's
that.
made a career on being a dick.
Yeah.
He's not hiding it.
No, he's not.
So Bonnet was the captain of the Revenge, actually. Big-ass ship. But Bonnet sailed into Bathtown, where the conditions of the surrender were supposed to be, met with Governor Eden, and just like that received his pardon. No strings attached. It was a legitimate, honest-to-goodness
Wow.
deal with piracy. Like,
There we go.
come in, promise you'll stop, we'll forgive you for pirating crimes in this time frame, which was huge, which was,
What was the time frame again?
It was January 5th
Yeah, you gave us the
until the beginning of time. If you did any piracy
Oh,
in there,
right.
you would be forgiven. If it happened after that, you would have to stand.
I've just now knocked off a ship around the 6th. Is that all right? You think you guys swing that one?
Fuck off, cunt.
No, it's all right. I'm a pirate.
They
I'm
just-
just gonna leave now.
Did not like pirates, and primitive techniques were just simply asking them to stop being a pirate. So Bonnet, pretty happy, takes his and by the way, the pardon was good for your crew too. So Bonnet is like, hell yeah, we got a pardon. I'm gonna return to my ship and start doing honest work. However, gets to his ship, Edward's cleaned it out. Edward convinced this guy to go get the pardon, using him as a guinea pig pretty much, but while he was away, ransacked the Revenge and marooned its crew.
Fantastic.
Fuck.
And
Yeah.
he not only...
He pirated a pirate.
it's so good.
You wouldn't pirate a car.
You wouldn't pirate a
You
car.
wouldn't download a car.
You wouldn't pirate a pirate.
My pirate.
So immediately
I'm not
this
a pirate.
this pisses Bonnet off. He immediately re-becomes a pirate
Of course.
after accepting the pardon.
Fire with fire, my friend.
Gets hung the next time he's in Charlestown.
Oh.
1718, the mouth of Cape Fear River. Just because he reneged on his piracy pardon.
Right. And they really went after
Well, hang the boy.
Yeah, he was like, you said you'd stop the pirate stuff. And you immediately went out and started doing pirate stuff, man.
Amazing.
I wonder if they're trying to recruit people as like privateers.
I
You don't know what a privateer is. A privateer is basically a pirate that works
Yeah.
for the government.
Yeah.
All right.
Very, very
Little
confusing
snitch.
lines. Pirate and
Bitch
privateer.
ass, rat
were-
ass.
Little too much infamy. A little too much heat on your boy, Edward Teach. Governor Alexander Spotswood, governor of North Carolina, hires Lieutenant Rob Maynard to capture the Scourge of the Sea, Blackbeard. Bounty involved, anti-piracy campaign. We have our first legitimate pirate hunter on sea.
You wouldn't steal a car.
So it's basically Cowboy Bebop, but boring because it's on the ocean.
I'm going to keep going back to that joke.
It's hypocritical, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd steal a car.
I would totally steal a car.
I'd steal a woman's purse. I'm a bad man.
Would you download a woman's purse?
I would
I
would steal the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution and change it to my liking.
Whoa.
Pirate.
Yes.
Pirates are different and the pirates are real. Pirates are Caribbean.
All right.
That's the new song in the Pirates of
They
Caribbean.
all have dreadlocks.
All of them.
I am a pirate man.
But white girl dreadlocks.
White girl
the
dreadlocks.
cornrows and the beads.
I go to the fisherman and I'm a pirate of the Caribbean man.
Welcome to Sandals, man.
Something you need to know about your boy, Rob Maynard, under the hire of Governor Alexander Spotswood.
Professional pirate.
He's pretty much the Mordred to Blackbeard's King Arthur.
So this is fantastic.
This is the guy who's going to take him down. It's like pretty much already written because like once
It makes for a better story. You have
once
a
like
nemesis now.
yeah, like
Right.
pirate nearly always loses to capitalized fleet or pirate
We've
hunters
got the-
just because of like military organization and planning.
Right, so you got this fucking Blackbeard swinging his dick all over the place, and everyone's like, can't fuck with this dude. He lit his beard on fire. He's a maniac. Now Maynard's around. It's like, all right, this dude might get fucked now.
Yeah.
In the butt.
Did Blackbeard fuck Maynard's wife?
No.
Because that would have been hilarious.
I'm going to go with yes.
Okay.
The correct answer is yes.
Let's get loose with history and just say maybe haps.
But on the regular.
So somebody asked me cause of death because this goes on for a while.
Let me get that cause of death.
All right, here we go. Maynard, in pursuit of Blackbeard, did a very, very coppish thing. He stopped all of the ships he came across and asked them if that ship saw Blackbeard. That's ridiculous. Just like, stop. Have you seen this black-bearded man?
Have you seen this black-bearded man? And also, could I look in your glove compartment?
Yeah, pretty much. So he pretty much learned...
What's that white powder? Is that flour? Is that flour in there? I don't think it's flour.
That's black powder, officer.
It's flour.
I forget colors.
So
The colors, dude. The colors. I'm colorblind, kid. And I've been to Nam and back.
Ooh, what was that, a fart?
Yeah, made a little Papa John.
All right. So Maynard stops ships, asks if they've seen like a big old scraggly pirate with pig braids and lit fuses. He actually finds out where they are. They're in an inlet, I think, somewhere near North Carolina. And once they like find him, they do very pirate seaman squat tactics. Squat tactics? Seaman SWAT tactics.
Seaman squat.
Yeah. So they pretty much go to both sides of the inlet, position ships there and that, like on the far side and the near side. And the wacky thing is they stop everyone going into this port in the inlet for fear of like, we don't want you telling Blackbeard we're here. So we're just going to stop you with our fleet. So they have no intelligence rolling in towards them. Because any ship going in, if it had like even minor allegiance to Blackbeard would
So
let
it's just
them
a
know.
regular vacation the Blackbeard's on right now. He has no idea.
No. He has no idea. He's off. He's in, I think it's called Ocracoke Island.
Banging everything.
And he's just doing piratey things, unaware Maynard's flotilla is like
Do they
setting
have
up.
sandals there too?
I don't know. I don't know. All-inclusive
All-inclusive.
resort.
He's drinking margaritas.
So once surrounded, Maynard closes in. Teach's fleet sees him. Teach's fleet closes distance, fires a full broadside. Maynard loses a third of his crew in that single maneuver. Damn.
Fuck yeah.
So Maynard gathers all of his survivors, hides them below deck, and tells them to prepare for close quarters. It's about to go down.
Shit's going down.
You're going to have to touch each other's butts for a while.
Yeah. Sharpen thine bayonets,
Yes.
powder thine flintlocks.
Powder thine wigs.
So Teach... yeah, there you go. So
Well,
Teach
Maynard was
after...
probably the only one that was wearing a wig. Boy, you had to come from money to have a wig back then. Not every man could have a wig.
I sail the seven seas with all my wigs for you to seize.
It's expensive to grow them wigs. After the broadside, Blackbeard clears the deck with hand grenades.
Hell yeah.
Rudimentary hand
They
grenades.
had hand grenades back then?
Rudimentary hand grenades, which pretty much were bottles of powder with shot in them and a fuse. So very, very basic.
So a Capri Sun with some poppers in it.
Yeah, it would go off, and you would have the concussion, the shrapnel of the broken glass, and the shot to deal with. So
Glass. They put glass in it?
yeah,
they,
the bottle.
oh,
the
yeah,
bottle.
right.
It
yes.
was a bottle filled with powder,
Right over
shot,
my head.
and fuse.
Yeah, kind of like a Molotov, but with nails in it.
Yeah, I think they explicitly didn't use Molotovs to like kind of save the ship.
Right, yeah, you don't
Because
want
if you
to fuck
just-
the ship up.
Yeah, if you wanted the ship, you'd use like this.
It's a
concussion
major
grenade.
asset.
Yeah. Teach used hand grenades to clear the deck. However, no one was on the deck. Everyone was below deck, preparing to get boarded. So Teach got on, cleared the deck with hand grenades. Saw everyone was dead from the broadside and the hand grenades. Let his guard down, and then Maynard kicked open, essentially the brig with his mates. Started firing, making a lot of noise, and caught Teach Blackbeard off guard. And it was a remarkably bloody fight because a third of Maynard's crew were annihilated from the broadside. So these men were fighting on a blood-soaked deck on like a moving ship, which is
promising,
very,
yeah.
very difficult to do. I don't know if you guys have ever done that.
I haven't done anything with my life.
Last Wednesday I did that.
So in this fight, it was recorded that Teach and Maynard both shot at each other with flintlocks. At least the shot towards Maynard missed. Maynard's shot might have landed. We don't know. But they had like the super Hollywood moment of firing flintlocks at each other and dropping it, which is like
Fantastic.
standard pirate affair. Travis, do you want to explain the badassery of dropping flintlocks?
I mean, well, that's one of the most badass standoffs that I've ever heard. But basically, with pistol flintlocks, you'd load a whole bunch of pistols. Like you mentioned before that he had 3 pistols strapped to like a bandolier. So you load these pistols, you'd shoot them and just drop them because...
It was a bitch to reload.
In order to reload, that's like, if you were good, it would be like a minute. So like you'd shoot. And
You're
drop,
storming a deck, you don't have
drop.
a goddamn minute.
And like that's why a lot of back in the day they had guns, but a lot of these battles were fought with cutlasses and swords because it take too long to reload. It was basically a one-shot
Right,
deal.
you get one shot off. It doesn't matter if you shot someone or not. You're still going in there with a cutlass or
I mean, a lot
of sorts.
A lot of times that first shot was just like a stun, and then you'd fucking run in and stab him in the fucking dick.
Ooh.
Good to mention because that's exactly what they each tried to do afterwards.
What? Hell yeah!
Maynard drew his sword, and Blackbeard drew his cutlass. Cutlass proved stronger than sword as
So
during the skirmish,
are you telling me the cutlass was supreme?
the cutlass broke Maynard's sword.
You guys
Wow.
see what I did there?
It was good.
Fuck, you guys suck. That was a great joke.
I missed it.
Put in clapping sound effects.
Tom is the funniest one
Yay!
here.
Hold on, I know a lot of things about weapons. This is my thing. I love weapons, but I like to touch sharp things. So Maynard, this is the 1700s. So Maynard probably had a small sword,
Yeah.
and a small sword is a fucking bitch ass sword.
Cutlass is thick, boys.
It's like it's one of those like dainty little boys. Like, oh, how
The cutlass is like
My
what
love.
Sinbad had, right?
yeah, but
It's
a
like
cutlass
the
is a
curvy
thick
boy.
Fucking, it's a thick saber.
like
Yeah.
So Maynard probably was fighting with like a bitch ass thin saber.
rapier looking thing.
So the cutlass just fucking wrecked this
like
shit.
all those foils and fencing.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Rats.
Small swords,
All of them.
bitch sword.
So Teach manages to break Maynard's sword. Maynard has no choice but to retreat a little bit and prepare for another flintlock shot. Teach saw his opportunity and lunged at the flintlock preparing Maynard. He was stopped when one of Maynard's men slashed him across the throat.
Wow.
Still alive.
What?
Still kicking. He later had to be beaten to death by the rest of Maynard's crew.
How much time passed?
Not a lot because it was a slash to the neck, but this boy had to get slashed across his throat and then like beaten to a pulp to finally have like
That's a
his cause
hardcore
of death.
motherfucker.
He's got he has a very thick neck beard.
Yep. And classic Hollywood style, Teach's men allegedly surrendered once they saw their self-proclaimed Commodore die.
Wow.
Maynard's boys suffered 8 dead, and the pirate boys suffered 12 deaths. So pretty even on each
Pretty even.
sides, but
I thought that was going to be a higher number, to be
Yeah.
honest with you.
so official
I'm
cause
very
of
underwhelmed,
Yeah.
as I'm sure all of our listeners
small spec ops.
But that battle was pretty badass.
Yeah, dude, bloody deck. I like that a lot.
That's
Like,
pretty badass.
slipping
bloody
on,
dick.
yeah, slipping on your comrade's viscera. So, official cause to death, very sketchy because he was found with 5 musket balls in him and 20 cuts across his body.
Fuck yeah.
Good way to go out.
Pretty heavy shit.
You want heavier?
Yes.
His cadaver was decapitated and thrown into the inlet. His head was hung off the bowsprit as to collect the bounty more easily.
That's
So Maynard
cool.
was like, fuck yeah, got this guy.
Yeah, it's like, I
Check
got
out
it.
his head.
And he hung his head off the front of the boat,
Right,
you
right.
know, where the figurehead would be.
He's
Right.
handing in the project,
Yeah.
like, look what I did. Just so happened to come across this asshole you've been looking for
Yes.
years.
Probably some lady's titties up in the front of the boat, and he's just dangling a dead ass head in front of those titties.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not a bad place to
Yeah.
have your head.
So,
Nah.
Wooden tittens.
Maynard and crew split a measly 400 pounds
That was like $1 billion.
That's probably $1 billion.
for
though.
the head of Teach, but it was split up amongst a few.
Yeah,
men.
but I'm sure Maynard took a big chunk of that.
I am the captain.
just-
I will be taking 3 of these
It
hundreds.
feels
I'm
extreme.
the captain now.
Eight.
I'm
eight-
the captain now.
8
Look
sailors, 12 pirates, for all over 400 quid.
They were able to buy houses. They didn't have to worry about their 401ks. There was so much skrill back then.
All right.
at me. I mean, back then they used things called. This isn't a joke. They used things called guineas, and not in the racist Italian. I'll give you 12 guineas, boy. I'm not actually sure how much a guinea was. I think it might have been 100 pounds. I'm not. I gotta look that up. But
Those British are so
Guineas.
weird with how they count stuff.
Yeah.
That guineas and
Shillings?
stone.
stone. Yeah, well, yeah. Oh, Well, we use the same system. We just don't use stone.
Stone is horrible. What
Yeah,
is
it's
stone?
terrible.
7 pounds?
I think it's
14?
13
13
pounds.
pounds?
Yeah.
20.
20 pounds?
No, it's not 20. I think
It's a
13
weird
pounds.
number.
Yeah.
20 is too kind of looking.
Yeah. Anyway,
Time of death comes in at November 22nd, 1718.
And he's dead now.
He's dead. There's some notes I wanna offload before we
Please do, because
let the
this guy,
listener go.
for a pirate, I don't know.
There's
He obviously raped, so he's a scumbag.
yeah.
yeah.
Because that's what they do. You're a pirate, you rape. It comes with the job.
Rape
He
dudes.
stole. Duh, he's a fucking pirate. Scumbag. What else do we have?
Speculation says he only killed a man directly during his final day. When he ordered broadsides to like blow
So
a
he's-
ship
yeah,
to
you're killing
smithereens.
people.
He's a con
yeah.
artist.
He ordered the death of men, but he never actually
took a life with his own hands.
took a life with his own cutlass or flintlock until
I kind of
the
doubt
last
that.
day.
The dude fucking lit his beard on fire.
he lit the fuses in his beard.
So it seemed like he was kind of hitting the colonies more than the Caribbean.
Yeah, it
Kinda seemed like that.
It was
I mean,
weird
I don't
because it was
really
like
know.
he definitely had safe harbors in. I want to
The
say
Caribbean.
Barbados, but
Yeah.
I think
Well, everyone has safe harbor in
Yeah.
Sandals Resorts.
Sandals Resorts.
not sponsored.
Not sponsored by Sandals, but you should go there. You get free tacos every night.
Every night.
And upon his death, all the treasure hunters started going searching for buried treasure.
This is where I come in.
Travis,
Obe-
is there some such thing as buried treasure?
Well, sunken treasure.
Yeah,
Obese men in Florida.
But tell me, did when you have something valuable, are you compelled to just bury it in the earth?
They actually did that shit though.
Oh no, they didn't.
They did.
I feel like only
Not
one
maybe
person-
not maybe not the pirates,
Well,
but like that was a legit thing.
Cody, you can't trick me. Muppet Treasure Island was
Oh, no.
entirely historically
No.
accurate.
Not the
Not-
pirates so much, but
No.
people did bury shit.
Yes, people buried shit, but like
Dead men tell no tales,
The
okay?
burying of pirate treasure is pretty much like a Hollywood invention. If you have something,
If I had
there's
no
better ways to like embezzle it and stash it.
if
than
I had
dirt.
no electricity or internet, I would bury everything I owned.
What are you, a squirrel?
Dude, I mean, look at
Maybe.
like I just watched the show Narcos. Fucking Pablo Escobar burying money in the 80s.
Yeah, it's true.
Like, you
Okay, you know
know what I mean?
buy
Like
that.
people bury shit because it's like a bank account. It's the Earth bank
Oh,
account.
I don't. I don't know. I don't buy that.
Very little interest.
Yeah.
Still a bank account.
Yeah.
I feel if I earned hard-fought ingots, I wouldn't put them in the dirt.
Where'd you get this money? My job.
My job, boy.
My private job.
My job. What is your job? I am a working man. I do rape.
Oh boy.
I just love how back in the day you could just say, "What's your occupation?" Working man,
Yeah, they'd say like privateer.
privateer,
Like, you know, like,
working
what are you doing?
man.
Privateer.
This Maynard fellow.
Yeah.
He's you were saying how he was a legal pirate. Is he was like the StubHub of his time?
Yeah, he was commissioned by someone with authority, which apparently is the fine line between
Of
being
course.
a pirate hunter and
Yeah.
a pirate.
I feel like he was probably a privateer for sure.
Oh,
you know?
yeah. It's so loose and fast with that terminology.
And one thing I know about privateers is that they were fucking shifty as fuck. I'm sure he fucking looted the fuck out of the Queen Anne or whatever the fuck Blackbeard was sailing around in.
Mhm. The
Sure,
Queen
looted the
Anne's
fuck out of
Revenge, and I think later The Adventure.
The Adventure?
Yeah,
Okay,
it was his latest
So he
show.
probably looted the fuck out of that.
And I think that wraps it up for our Edward Teach / Blackbeard the Pirate episode. What did you guys think?
This guy's an asshole, and I like him.
Yeah, not a lot of redeeming values.
He's an asshole. I love him. He lights his beard on fire. He's a fucking badass.
Likes his wine, appreciates his
Likes
wine.
his wine. Appreciates
Salty
his ass.
Connoisseur of the sea.
I think we didn't bring this up before, but you're going to take a look at that flag.
I like that flag.
And replace that heart with a peach. So the original Moj.
Yeah, he's mojing around.
Mojing
Yeah.
on there. He wants to stab your butthole.
Yeah, and you can replace the spear with a cucumber if you'd like.
Eggplant.
Yeah,
Eggplant.
well, eggplant.
Sorry, eggplant.
Yeah,
Yes.
that,
Tom, are you an old man? We don't do cucumbers anymore. What's
Wet
a cucumber?
egg-
There's a
Eggplant.
sliced cucumber emoji. I've seen it before.
That's for a sliced dick.
no dick slicing.
It's metaphorical.
All right.
Thanks for tuning into the Roast Mortem podcast. I'm Tom Saltman. Follow me on Twitter at Sauntcht, SAUNTCHT.
I'm Travis Lee, and you can follow me on Twitter at Travis Legion, TravisLeegion.
And I am Cody McCann. You can follow me on Twitter at Cody McCann. CODY MCCANN.
Danky Shane, thanks for watching.
Very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shane.
Danky Shane.
Danky Shane, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, if you like what you just heard, we'd love to hear back from you.
Hey, dumb idiots.
Yeah.
We want to hear your feedback, and we'd love to know if you have someone that you want us to roast or whatever. Just want to tag us on Instagram or Twitter, or you can email us. It's all roastmortemcast. You'll find us.
Oh, yeah.
Gmail.
Yeah, Gmail.
We're
no,
gonna-
we use Hotmail.
We don't accept.
No,
we don't
do
use
not
Hotmail. We don't
use
use Hotmail.
No
You don't
Hotmail.
use Hotmail.
Oh, Gmail only.
If you don't use Hotmail, just end it.
And we'll do something fun with your names. Should you include those, we'll set up a fake obituary
In your honor.
in your honor. Fake one. We're not going to actually kill you. And this is going to be the stylized roast mortem cast shoutouts that you can be a part of.
Yeah, you get a little tag at the end of the episode. And if you don't want to say your name for whatever reason, like you're one of those people that just jerk off in your basement all day, and you just have no social functions, you can send us a DM or something with your name if you want your name out there.
Yeah.
We're also gonna use your fucking handle, which is probably jerk me off.
Yeah, you,
Boy,
you can get us
69.
a pseudonym.
Yeah, do that.
We'll make fun of anything.
Have a good time. So thanks for tuning in again.
Yeah.
Love you.
Shane.
Dile que pienso en ella, aunque no piense en mí.